The following broadcast has been approved by Outcasted OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up guys, Megan Ross here, giving you this week's Smackdown. It is very late in UK times for us, but we have had it just finished, so it's early-ish. So yeah, we're doing that on a Friday recording, and you guys will probably see it Saturday morning, which is pretty awesome. It's a fun thing to do. But yeah, let's get into it. We open with Bayley and Naomi walking out. Naomi is wearing a full unicorn themed gear because Scotland's national animal is the unicorn, and I thought that was really cool. She also had the Scottish flag painted into her hair, which I also think is really a nice touch. This is for the match of Naomi versus Chelsea Green. Hey Bayley chants were instantly started as soon as the bell rang. There was a lot of chain wrestling between Chelsea and Naomi, which was good. Multiple headlocks. There was a great slide dodge that Naomi always is known for, but it just looked a little flush more than usual. There was a really cool multiple momentum leg drop that she does. We get an interesting part where Naomi kind of got slapped to stop her doing a suicide dive, and yeah, all in all, pretty good match. I like to see what Chelsea did. I really thought the diving drop kick she did from the top was pretty awesome. There kind of was shenanigans involved. Bayley got involved to help out Naomi with seeing Chelsea Green's foot was on the rope, so she took her foot off because she was like, the ref didn't notice, and that's cheating. Piper then got involved, them two arguing with each other. Naomi very quickly sneaks in what I can only describe as like a reverse roll bridge to get a free count, which was pretty cool. I'm happy Naomi won. It's interesting momentum going into obviously now Clash at the Castle, because is it going to be the same situation for Piper and Bayley? Is like Bayley going to lose and Piper gets the win now, or is it just going to be both Chelsea Green and Piper both lost? We will have to see. We get a Grayson Waller effect going with DIY, but just before that they show a backstage package of Bianca and Jade stating how they're still going to be champions, talking about how they're underestimated, they've been dominant since the beginning, they're going to stay that way. Waller effect instantly got heavily booed. Waller very much annoyed the Scots by being like, I'm English, like, I speak Australian, so I don't understand Scottish, like, which I thought was quite funny. And yeah, he was like, don't start any chants, won't understand them. DIY comes out, instantly throws the one chair they were given and the sign out of the way, which I thought was hilarious. Ciampa states, one chair for the pair of us. He sees what they're doing but doesn't play that game. States, it's interesting how this is the Grayson Waller show, so what's Austin to you then? You secretary? And they were and then, you know, Waller was like, no, this is my best friend, he's my tag partner. I had this show before him. Do you know how much the graphics and production would cost? That's ridiculous talk. I couldn't do that. That's not feasible. To then, he's like, he's my best friend. I'd take a bullet for him like he would take one for me like he did last week. And both Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano was like, oh, that's interesting that you said he willingly took a bullet for you, because I think we've got some footage to show. And they show Waller pulling Austin in the way of Johnny's dive, and you could see Austin wasn't happy about that. Ciampa states Scotland came here for a fight, so let's have a fight tonight for those tag belts, and that didn't end up occurring. The takeaway from this was Johnny Gargano having a deep conversation with Austin, being like, look, I believed in you, always did. I thought you were great with what you accomplished when you were doing this on your own, but I want to let you know Waller is using you, and it really upsets me. And yeah, it turns into a fight where Johnny wasn't even attempting to kick Austin. He was going for Waller and accidentally hits him because Waller once again pulled Austin in to take the save for Waller, and then Ciampa goes for a knee hit to Waller, and Austin then takes it again. So yeah, just crazy shenanigans once again have happened with that. We kind of see Grayson Waller just slide away and check on Austin, but doesn't really do anything. Street Profits stating we got your back Kevin Owens, like how you've had our backs the past few times when it comes to the bloodline. I thought this was a cool little fun segment. We have Santos Escobar versus Apollo Crews set up backstage with Nick Aldis, where Nick Aldis fined them for his actions prior, but Apollo has been cleared, and Santos says, well, I'll do you a favour for messing up your show last week. I'll verse Apollo this week. Which also led to a backstage segment of Baron Corbin kind of getting disrespected by Angel and Santos Escobar's crew, which plays into a fact later. We then also see backstage Naomi and Bayley walking back, just having a conversation and talking. We see Blair Davenport kind of like praises Bayley, but then also kind of like knocks Naomi, and yeah, Bayley and Naomi like have a heart to heart, and Bayley's like, I know it's been tough having my back, I really appreciate it, all you've done, like, and Naomi's like, yo, don't praise me, hug me. So they have a hug, they had this moment. Chelsea Green comes up, he's like, oh yeah, it's sorry victories, but it won't be the same next week. And then you just see Piper running, slam them both into the wall. Piper picks up the belt and he's like, yeah. We also get Apollo going straight into the fight against Santos when the match started. We get a belly to belly suplex onto Santos. Apollo got kicked to the outside of the ring by Santos Escobar and was getting stomped out. Baron Corbin very quickly comes out and takes out all the rest of Legado, which I thought was very cool. We see Apollo then do a power drop and a moonsault for a 2 count. We also see after the commercial break, Santos kind of got back in control of the ring. He hit a backbreaker and was going for some submission holds. Apollo hit this really like flush arm drag and splash. He was then also going for a lariat. He did a couple of suplexes, a clothesline. Escobar hits a jumping knee to a flying Apollo, like Apollo climbed to the top rope and went to go for a flying dive and very quickly got hit in the knee, like with a knee by Santos. We see a pop-up Death Valley driver from Apollo, which I thought looked incredible. Elektra gets on top of the ringside and pushes Apollo off the top rope, where Apollo was probably going to go for another either moonsault or a 450 splash of some sort. And Santos very quickly steals a 3 count roll-up where Baron Corbin looked annoyed, and so did Apollo. So this feud is not done yet, and we will probably see some progression of Apollo and potentially Baron Corbin teaming up against Summer Legado. We'll see where that goes. We get Cody Rhodes walking backstage for his face-to-face with AJ shortly. We see Andrade as the now announced new WWE Speed Champion, obviously because Ricochet is leaving WWE and they have wrote him out of the storyline. We also get Cedric Alexander and Ashante being shown, and Pretty Deadly. I thought it was very cool they've showed them, so maybe there are pushes or storylines for the future of all 3 of them to kind of highlight them on this SmackDown. Who knows? But yeah, it was pretty cool to have all of that. We then have Cody Rhodes walk out, hype the crowd. It was very loud with the whoa. We get him talking about how he genuinely thought AJ was going to retire. We all hate to be that guy that always clings on to one last match, one last run, one last title picture, but AJ's starting to look like one of those guys, and he's now landed himself the impossible challenge to make me say, and then the crowd finished it with the I quit. We also keep getting a really awesome Cody Rhodes chant, and yeah, AJ really struggled to start his promo off back. But yeah, the OC joined him in the back. AJ states he's really worked up all of this. All he had to do was fake a retirement to get what he wanted. Cody then retaliates back with this whole so why are you so far away, AJ? I thought we were gonna have a conversation. Why don't you get in the ring and talk to me man to man? It's like, oh, you want to talk man to man? Okay, cool. You know nothing about my journey. I took 17 years to climb up to WWE. But when it came to you, Cody, you got opened into WWE with open arms. They wanted to make you a star, but when it got tough, you quit. Then you quit New Japan. Then you quit ROH. Then you and some buddies started up another company, and when that started getting tough, you quit on that too. And Cody states, well, you're right on those, but I never quit. I bet on myself. I gambled it all on me, and I was right. If he did quit, he wouldn't have been holding the most important belt in the business and the most important title in the game right now. Cody states, even though you're now having to get a rematch, having to be Mark Henry for a night. And yeah, them two had really strong rebuttals against each other, strong little promo. I'm excited for their match tomorrow, and we will see how that goes. Shayna and Zoe get a small video package for the triple threat tag match that is at Clash of the Castle, speaking how they are the most vicious and dominant. They will break any women limb by limb. We now lead to Meechin vs Nia Jax with Tiffany Stratton on commentary. I don't really even need to say much about this match because there was nothing to it really. Basically, Meechin starts using her quickness to go against Nia. Nia tries to overpower her. They get to a spot outside where Nia gets thrown into the ring post. As that happens, Tiffany throws some water onto Meechin. Meechin calls her a bitch, throws her over the commentary desk, and then Nia Jax hits Annihilator on Meechin when she gets back in the ring for a 1-2-3. I hated this squash. I don't get it. Nia's strong. I get that. She's queen of the ring. I get Tiff is trying to align herself with her, but I just thought this was dumb and way too rushed. I actually genuinely want to see a real match between Meechin and Nia Jax because I like that dynamic. Hopefully we get a run back of that match very soon. We then get a very interesting situation where Tama Tonga and Tama Loa dropped the Street Profits backstage, like they jumped them and fought them, and Kevin Owens kind of gave us an update stating doesn't look like the Street Profits are going to have my back in the end of this at the moment. We get LA Knight being at Logan Paul's house, being in his pool, and Logan is fuming, being like, why did security let him through? What's going on? How could this happen? And LA Knight's like, oh, I'll be like Aladdin because I can show you the world, and I'm going to next week. We're in Chicago. You should bring that Smackdown. You know, come to Smackdown, and you should bring that US title with you. So LA Knight's kind of pushed all the right buttons to have this situation happen. Carmella Hayes is in one of the studio boxes, stating, what did I just watch? States how LA Knight was medium rare with his cooking of the mic, and it was trash like him. Carmelo says he doesn't chase the opportunities like you have had to. Opportunities chase him. He's got a chance to qualify for Money in the Bank, and he is one step closer to being Mellow in the Bank. Thought it was pretty good. I like the Mellow in the Bank line, and I'm kind of excited to see if he does get in this Money in the Bank ladder match, because I think him doing his like nothing but net off a ladder, or just doing his very awesome variation of like cutter that he does as well, would be super cool to see bounce off ladders. But yeah, Tama Tonga and Tangaloa both get barred from ringside. This kind of made me think, oh, are they finally potentially bringing Jacob Fatu to help out? But no, so I don't even know what's actually happening with Fatu. I know he got signed, but they haven't done anything with that yet, so we'll have to see where that goes. Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn cut an in the arena promo because it is their hometown. States they're going to win because they didn't just come home for the fans. and they hadn't come home to shortchange them. They're going to come home with vengeance, and they are going to come home as your new tag team champions. And it was really hype. It was a wholesome moment to see for the pair of them. We get to now the main event of Solo Sikoa versus Kevin Owens. They go straight into it. It becomes a madness brawl of punches, kicks. There isn't really anything stopping KO in this moment. Solo is getting slammed around as much as he can. And yeah, Solo luckily finds a counter after a while for a few seconds, but then Kevin Owens kind of literally powers himself straight back up, hits a running clothesline which looked deadly, a huge frog splash on the outside. Then after the short commercial break, we see Solo got a little bit of the breathing room and throwing Kevin Owens straight into those metal steps. Solo hits his first hip attack, but Kevin Owens dodged the second one and hits a DDT, but he couldn't line himself over to try and get a pin on Solo. We then also get this really cool moment of Kevin Owens just gets this second win and starts stomping everything out of Solo and hitting a clothesline. Solo then like proper power slaps KO on the top rope and goes to superplex him, but couldn't do that, and KO reversed it into a tornado DDT this time, which I thought was cool. Solo hit a Samoan drop, which nearly got a count but didn't really do much. Solo hits his super kick, but Kevin Owens decides to go, I'll give you 3 for the price of your 1, and then hit him with the cannonball into a swanton. So that was a massive like combination, but only got a 2 count. Kevin Owens hits the frog splash, but that got kicked out by Solo. Solo hits 2 spinning solos, so it's basically like a rotating rock bottom for people who don't know what spinning solo is. And once again, KO kicks out. KO hits more super kicks, another swanton. But as the swanton was hit, Solo's knees were up at the moment, and then a Samoan spike was avoided. KO hits the stunner. 1, 2, 3. Paul Heyman grabs Solo's foot, points it out to the ref, said it was an only 2 count. Kevin Owens noticed this, runs to him, grabs him by the neck, hesitates for a moment, then starts clearing the announcement desk, looking like he's going to put Paul Heyman through it. To Solo sees the opportunity, hits 1 Samoan spike, rolls him in the ring, hits a second Samoan spike, and then lo and behold, the 1, 2, 3 count happens. Solo still wins. Paul Heyman is not going to get beaten up by Solo Sikoa. The Bloodline come back out after they're being barred from ringside, because obviously the match has just finished, and they jump Kevin Owens very aggressively for a while. To the crowd erupts because Randy Keith Orton comes out to save the day for Kevin Owens, beats the hell out of all of the Bloodline and hits an RKO on Tanga Loa to finish the night. All in all, nice, solid Smackdown. A lot more wrestling in the ring, a lot less promos this week. Promos they did need to do were just video packages, but all in all, quite a nice Smackdown. Nice little refresher just going into Clash at the Castle. Let me know what you guys thought, and let me know if you guys like these Smackdowns where we get them earlier in the UK time, because I mean, getting Smackdown at 7 o'clock was quite awesome in my eyes. But yeah, stick around for the content we do for any of the Clash of the Castle reactions or anything we post, and also stick around for the next podcast we do. If you like the videos, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, press the bell notification, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.